Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar, 5 Reasons Product-Driven Firms Choose Microsoft Dynamics 365. We appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to join us. Just a couple of housekeeping items we'd like to mention before we begin. All attendees are in listen-only mode. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please submit them through the GoToWebinar question box. We'll be answering questions following the presentation. We'll also be recording today's webinar, so everyone will be receiving a recording in our follow-up email tomorrow. I'd like to go ahead and introduce today's speaker, Robbie Morrison. Robbie has spent nearly 20 years helping customers build and deploy elegant technology and business solutions. His knowledge of the Microsoft Dynamics ecosystem is a valuable asset as he helps Velasio customers maximize ROI on technology investments. Today, Robbie serves Velasio customers in his role as Chief Solution Strategist, where he manages the envisioning and designing of B2B solutions. So at this point, Robbie, I believe we're ready to transition over to you.
Yep, thank you, Rebecca. So again, thanks everyone for joining today and coming to learn why so many project-driven companies are choosing Dynamics 365. So first, a little agenda. We'll start by giving a quick background on Velasio, and we'll go into 5 reasons why project-driven firms choose Dynamics 365. Talk about choosing your own path, some closing comments, and then open it up for those questions you can all put in the chat box as we go through. So Velasio by the numbers. Velasio is one of the largest reselling partners of Microsoft business applications in the world. We've been implementing ERP and CRM for over 30 years in both cloud and on-premise solutions. We strive to have a strong relationship with our clients and really feel that our client retention is the cornerstone of our business. By being a large partner, our voice is heard very loudly inside of Microsoft, and that allows us to help drive the success of our clients and the products. And by doing that, we continually maintain a 20+% growth year over year. So some of the key numbers at the bottom, the ones that we're proud of, those 4,000 clients, of course, is what we're extremely proud of. The 50 plus industry awards and over 8,000 successful projects. So there's some unique needs in project-driven organizations that make them different than manufacturers and other industries. Some of them that we see routinely is that high labor intensity. The cornerstone of the business is the billable staff and the hours those staff bill. The trend of being a remote workforce. Project-driven companies are moving more and more into a remote business. The need for project accounting, the ability to track profits and losses at a project basis instead of just at an overall company basis or department basis. Resource management, both getting resources and maintaining those resources, knowing where the resources are, what their forecasts are, and being able to staff them onto the projects is extremely important to driving the success of a business. And then also the ability to handle and produce all the regulatory reports that are needed. Very unique in the project-driven industries. So today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons that project-driven firms choose Dynamics 365 and really some of those common challenges and solutions for those businesses. So number 1, speed. Speed can provide both a competitive advantage and can also be the death of a business if they are too slow. Cloud computing is no longer forward thinking. Most technology CFOs are now saying that cloud computing is going to create a measurable impact on their business this year. And then as companies move to the cloud, they have the ability to be more agile and react to customers' demands in the economy in a much quicker and speedy way. It reduces the lower total cost of ownership and the ability to access the systems from anywhere. So getting to the data and being able to produce the work that the customers need when you're in an airport on the way to see a client or maybe just working at home again in that remote environment. And then all with the guarantees of your data being safe and resistant to natural disasters and any other type of data disaster. On top of this, those cloud technologies provide that modern interface so people have the ability to more quickly come up to speed on the solution. And then the continual improvements, the rapid release cycles, the ability to upgrade much more quickly and easily gives the Dynamics 365 the ability to really help the speed of the organization. The second reason is that people are moving is managing those complex contracts, cost, time, and resources on those contracts. Contracts keep getting more and more complex, and customers need help managing these complexities. They might have contracts that include milestone billing, subscription services, time and materials, all on one single contract and project. There are many times that the subscription aspects really cause problems with companies, and they need the ability to manage that annuity revenue stream different than their legacy systems could handle. And everyone wants the ability to extend and renew those contracts. So the ability to take the manual effort out of renewing a contract and billing those renewals is extremely important. And then the need to efficiently meet the complex project requirements. The projects are getting more and more complex, as we said. They need help gathering the resources required. Maybe that's recruiting. Maybe that's just staffing from a wide talent pool that's over multiple geographic regions, maybe the world, finding the right people to do the right job. The billing arrangements may be extremely complex. You might have a billing arrangement where you have to bill a parent entity for certain tasks and then child entities for other tasks, or you might need to pay different ways in different jurisdictions. And project-based businesses live and die on those resource utilizations. So they want the change orders when the fixed price projects that are going outside of scope. They have to manage the write-offs so that the write-offs immediately affect the profitability. So they need help managing that. And they all say that they need a system that gives them more visibility into the projects to help them manage the risk inherent. So really the visibility into those projects so that the management and the project managers can manage the risks that are inherent. Another is the cost of bouncing between disconnected systems. Project-based businesses, as in all businesses, are tired of bouncing between one system and another and multiple screens on your computer that you have to work with. They want to get out of that spreadsheet hell and move to a platform that they can trust and that helps them to decrease errors. The manual errors of copying from one place to another or rekeying in data just has to go away. So that you can drive efficiencies and again increase the speed at which your business operates. They also want their staff to always be working on the latest data, not some old version of the truth that might exist in a system that only gets updated when a admin goes in and populates it once a week or once a month. So they really need that up-to-date access to data. And they want modern tools for intelligence. They need a business intelligence engine that has predictive intelligence, would love machine learning pulled in there so that the intelligence gets more intelligent as it goes. We see that BI used to be pushed off to a phase 2, but now many times analytics is the driver for a project and the driver for a selection. So companies are looking at that as the primary success of the ERP implementation. These companies are powering their people with data and real-time information and easily digestible information that they understand just by looking at it Not that they have to, get a PhD to be able to dive in and dissect. And they also want their users to be able to customize those reports. So they give them a overview report, but they want them to be able to slice it and dice it to the things that they have control over and that they can really deal with on their day-to-day basis. So they want business intelligence that's customizable by the end users. A big reason why people are selecting Dynamics 365 these days. And I know I said 5 reasons, but we see another one. And we recently had a blog post that I wrote about the challenges around revenue recognition. And so there's a bonus item that people are selecting, and that's really around revenue recognition support. We don't always see this as a major driver in the small business customers, but as customers do grow and revenue recognition becomes an important challenge, it really is driving the business and the reason that D365 is selected. Revenue recognition guidelines changed this year with the ASC 606 and IFRS 15 requirements to be able to produce the reporting needed and be able to show an audit trail. So a lot of times, this is a big driver for larger firms or firms that are in a high growth trajectory. So how does your system stack up against some of these requirements? And again, speed becoming a competitive separator for you against your other competitors. The need to effectively and accurately manage the challenges of complex contracts and subscription-based billing. Projects and expectations, again, getting more complex. You might have a single project that's billed multiple ways, that has multiple phases to it. Maybe those phases are some of it's fixed price, some of it's time and materials, and maybe it has some subscription-based components to it. Everybody's driving towards annuity-based revenue streams, and you need to be able to roll those into your projects. And then systems that are seamlessly connected. Information seamlessly flows between them. It's one source of the truth, but it shows up in multiple places. Can your system do that? That's something that many people are looking for. And then again, that modern BI and predictive intelligence is a must to really be able to drive a business forward and give the power to the people that can make a difference. And then you may be needing to be able to meet the new revenue recognition standards and be able to drive your business to those compliancy standards. Can the system do that? So it all begins with Dynamics 365. In the past, Dynamics 365 was many different products. It included ERP, CRM, Office, a lot of different things. Microsoft saw the need to take those individual systems and build a unified platform that worked together and was one integrated system to provide a better customer experience. So it was a long road to the cloud, but in my opinion, it was well worth the trip. Today, we've moved in from system of records to systems of engagement. What I mean by that is that we've moved from worrying about which system holds the master data and then where we integrate to that master data, to a world where the user doesn't have to worry about that. All the stuff behind the scenes is taken care of, and it lives in a common data services that serves up the same information to multiple systems than systems that the users use, whether that be CRM for the sales team and they see the customer data, to the finance team seeing the same customers and the same data so that it flows across all systems. It allows us to engage with the customers and employees and partners in the way that we need to engage with them and in the systems that we use. Person that uses Outlook all the time, able to use Outlook to do the majority of their job with the Dynamics 365, or a salesperson that's in Dynamics CRM that maybe needs to see a ticket or see a project billing, they have the ability to see some of that. So it really takes that experience and puts it in the hands of the users. But then while Dynamics 365 is a comprehensive ERP package, it isn't particularly everything for a project-driven firm. Right out of the box, Dynamics 365 doesn't fit all of the needs that we previously talked about. And that's really where Velocio comes in. We supplement the products through two of our solutions. On the enterprise side, that is our Axio for Professional Services solution. It's for large enterprise firms, built on Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. It's in the cloud, hybrid, and on-premise. Progressus is that SMB is a solution for the SMB market, the small and middle-sized firms. It's built on Dynamics 365 Business Central, and it's also cloud, hybrid, and on-premise. Really, the way we segregate it is normally someone that's under 250 employees is probably a Progressus. We should look at Progressus, and maybe if you're over 250 employees, you should be looking at Axio. Those numbers that's not a straight line, and it's always that way, but that's a good rule of thumb to really think about. And then for on the Progressus side, we take the Dynamics 365 Business Central and we added in that project budgeting. We added in the project resource management, the ability to staff out the projects with the right resources. We added in the project cost tracking, so the ability to look at your P&L on a project level and really be able to handle that full PSA solution, or that project accounting solution inside of Business Central. We got remote time and expense entry and approval, project invoicing, and then all of that reporting and analytics is built into the system that you need. It comes with a very quick project setup. It's the very low total cost of ownership, and then all the advantages are inbuilt to it as being part of the Dynamics 365 platform, that being Power Apps, Microsoft Flow, Microsoft Power BI, the native integration with Office 365, all built into the solution in there. And then for the enterprises, the people that need those complex contract management, we have Axio Professional Services. It handles all of the regulatory compliances, the ASC 606, IFRS 15, all the SOX and DCAA needs of a business. It is a full cloud solution, and it can be deployed into a on-prem D365 Finance and Operations solution. It's really built for those multi-entity, what we call the multis, or what I call the multis, those multi-entity, multi-currency, multi-taxation, multi-language companies. When you have those complexities of an enterprise, Axio ProServe shines. When you need to manage a skills matrix that may span over all of North America or maybe all over the world, and the resource manager for a project doesn't know all the employees by name, doesn't know what they do well on a project or what they enjoy doing, you can get that from the system, and it can help you automatically staff projects. It's really the solution for the enterprises. And with that, we went over why we believe customers select Dynamics 365, project-based industry select D365, why they select it from Velocio with our solutions. And when you're ready to make this, to start looking at the solution, we'd love for you to come to us and let us help you with the selection process. And I went through those slides pretty fast, but I think that people would appreciate that and hopefully be able to see benefit in what we went over today. And I want to open it up for questions, see if anybody has any questions for me on anything that I went over.
Thanks, Robbie. So we did have a few questions come in. If anyone does have any questions, remember, please put them in the GoToWebinar question box. So our first question, what do you mean by project-driven firm? How do you define that type of company?
That's a good one, and I probably should have went over that earlier. The way I define project-driven firms is people that look at their employees as their primary resource. They are their primary sale. They don't sell a product like a washing machine or a refrigerator. They sell their people's time. That someone like us, like Velocio, our primary product delivered to our customers is the time of our employees. That's a project-driven firm. Some other things are maybe people that build, build a house or build a high-rise. Those are project-driven industries too. Those are looked at as an individual project, and they track the P&L against it. I make money off of that construction engagement.
How can we access a demo?
Best way to access the demo is probably to give us a call and let us walk you through a demo. We have some videos on YouTube. You can go to our YouTube channel or our Velocio.com website. They'll drive you there. We've got pre-recorded demos, and they're available to be watched and consumed at your leisure. You also can reach out to us. I'll have a email address on the next page, I believe, where you can send us an email and ask for a demo.
Do the solutions support different invoice formats, from fixed price to TMN to milestone, and with ability to add comments to invoices?
Absolutely, that's a good one. The both solutions support customized and out-of-the-box invoices that can account for all of the different types of projects supported. So on a single invoice, you can have a fixed price component and a time and materials component broken out by the phase of the project. So, or by the task of a project, and the invoice formats can support that. And our invoice formats are also customizable, so you can take what we provide to you and tweak it to meet your needs with the different metadata that's available in the system.
Does Velocio work with Dynamics 365 PSA?
We absolutely do. The two solutions we talked about today are more of the accounting side of professional services, where Dynamics 365 PSA is more of the resourcing and sales side of it. It's a CRM-based solution, or was built on top of the CRM code base. We absolutely work with it. The Dynamics 365 PSA solution is embedded into the same common data services as well. So data is available to other systems in the D365 stack, and we can absolutely help you select which product is right for your needs, whether that be Dynamics 365 PSA, whether that be Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations with Axio ProServe, or Business Central with Progressus.
Do any of the solutions integrate with Power BI?
All of the solutions integrate with Power BI. Sorry if I didn't say that earlier, but Power BI is key to the dashboarding and business intelligence of our solutions. So all of our Dynamics 365, whether that be PSA that you just asked about, that someone just asked about, whether that be Axio or Progressus, are all integrated into to the Power BI solution.
Do you have to implement Dynamics 365 PSA to use Progressus or Axio PSA?
You do not.
Okay.
Nope. You can, but you do not have to.
Does Progressus meet the needs of specialty contractors?
It does, depending on which type of specialty contracting you're looking at. If we're talking about, say, a specialty contractor in the government contracting world, maybe somebody that's a defense contractor, those probably not. But if you're talking about a specialty contractor that maybe, a specialty contractor that builds a bridge or a special some type of special construction in that regards, it's not regulated by the same governmental entities, then we absolutely support those and can help you spec out which of the two solutions would best meet your needs. Probably in most situations, the specialty contractors they identify themselves with another industry, but specialty contractors to us are a project-based industry.
We're currently running Dynamics SL. Is there a pre-built process for moving my data to D365?
There is a pre-built process for moving your data from D365 from SL to Dynamics 365 BC into the Progressive solution. We felt that that's the closest match to SL. Those same routines could be used to get the data into finance and operations in the Axio suite, but they're not as automated as it is for the Progressive and BC solution. In the BC side, it's a fairly automated process.
Perfect. Well, it looks like that's all the questions we have for today. So I want to thank you again, Robbie, for the great presentation, and thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.